Hey guys, Christian here. Today we got the Toyota Tacoma SR5 with the double cab, V6 option as well too, and this has a 6-foot bed, just so you guys know. And yeah, jumping into specs right away. So MSRP on this is about $34,434. The engine on this is a 3.5 liter V6 option, 6-speed automatic transmission. This has rear wheel drive, so you actually could do donuts on this, though I don't condone that or recommend that at all. Horsepower on this is about 275 horsepower, 265 torque, 0 to 60. You couldn't find any numbers on that. There's no official numbers, but it's a truck with a V6, so it's probably pretty nice and fast. But continuing with the specs, MPG on this is 19 city, 24 highway, and 21 combined, so it's actually pretty efficient. And final thing is weight on this is about 4,200 pounds. So continuing with the outside, so we got the side view mirrors. They're heated, they are manual, so if you do want to move them around, you just have to move them on your own. You got the big Tacoma badge here on the side. It's actually nicely badged here, and you can get it blacked out by Toyota or do it on your own too, but it might be a little hard, so I'd probably just recommend to get the Toyota option of blacking it out. We got the wheels over here. They're black 16-inch wheels. They're actually pretty nice. I feel like they fit the truck really well, and they're actually kind of like not exactly aggressive, but they just add a nice touch to the car. These aren't the standard ones. There's some other ones that are more standard, but these are a free option as well too. Onto the front, so we got the projector headlights up here. They're not LED, which I know most people always look out for, but the projector headlights light up the road really well, especially at night too. Right below that, we got the integrated fog lamps. They do a good job, and I will say here in LA it has been pretty foggy lately, so it probably benefit people a lot. Here in the front, we got the mesh grille up here. It's black charcoal as they call it, and it has a bit of chrome kind of like edging all around it, and then the big Toyota badge here in the dead center. And then final thing I forgot to mention in the beginning, the color of the car is white. Yeah, just white. That's what Toyota calls it, not like glacier white, stormtrooper white. So it's just a simple white, and it works well, and I don't have to remember any peculiar names for this. So getting onto the back side of the truck, so again, there's a 6-foot long bed option. There is a 5-foot bed option in case you don't need that much, but again, it's probably useful in case you want to put some quads or you just need that extra little bit of space. This has a tonneau cover, tanu. I'm actually not sure to pronounce it. You could probably correct me down below, but it has a little soft top cover, so you could actually like lock your stuff. You can lock your cargo whenever you're walking away. And then final thing on the left side here is just your backup camera. So simply just open this up, though there isn't too much to show. Just a 6-foot long bed and everything. You can add some lighting here on the sides, so it actually helps out when you have cargo and you're pulling it out late at night. But closing this back up, a little heavy, not crazy heavy, but it's pretty easy to close. Not fully hydraulics. You do feel it a little bit when you open it, so quickly just to show that. It actually like slows it down a little bit, but it doesn't actually help you when it brings it back up. Got a little bit of Tacoma badging here on the back. It's kind of like integrated into the body. So getting onto the driver's side, so we have the SR5 badging here on the back door. Kind of simple. I actually like how it looks here on chrome, though. You can get it in matte black as well too, and it actually look really cool in the car, especially with like all the matte black stuff that we have already. Going down here, kind of have the 5-inch oval steps. You can get them in a different color too, though I feel like the black again gives a good nice contrast to this white car. And then final thing before we get inside the car, and this doesn't have keyless entry, though you can get it on kind of like the higher end models, but for this one, just showing you off the key real quick. Very simple, as you can see, it only has 3 buttons. You have your lock at the top, unlock in the middle, and then panic at the bottom. And then the backside, simply just a Toyota badging. But at this point, you're gonna get inside the car, open this up, and then as you can see, just again, simple controls as we have there. And then moving on to the left side here, and kind of can grab this in case you want to close the door. You have our cement gray coloring, as you can see, really simple. And then down here, kind of have kind of like a little bit of cubby space. And then moving on to the driver's side, so with the V6 option, you kind of get the 10-way adjustable seats. Also has lumbar control, and for the passenger, they have 4-way adjustable seats. But at this point, we're kind of finished with the outside. Gonna get inside and review at this point. So once inside, kind of have the steering wheel here, dead center. We have a Toyota badge here in the center. On the right side, kind of have like the controls in case you want to adjust the 4-inch screen back here. So I could go back here. The car's off, so it might be throwing some screens right now. And then you can kind of just switch between these. On the left side, you can kind of adjust all your volume controls, again, for your music. And in case someone calls you, you can also adjust like your phone, kind of like pick up and drop the call as well too. So moving on to the center, so we have the 8-inch touchscreen up here. It's actually pretty good. I will say the UI is a little slow, to be honest. I wish it was a little faster. Actually like playing with it. It's a little slow on my end compared to like other cars I've had, but it works fine completely once you have it on and it connects well. It does have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, though you do have to connect the wire, so it doesn't have wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Right below the 8-inch touchscreen, you also have like a little display here for the AC controls and everything. Again, dual climate control. You can actually adjust that separately, or you can also sync it. There's a little sync button on the right side. But I do want to mention the screen probably could have been made a little better or just designed a little better. It's like at a slight angle, so it's like meant for you to have like your head all the way down here instead of like where you normally be seated. Below that, we also have the ECT power button. On the middle there, we have a rear push button, which kind of just actually opens the whole rear window. So if I just click it here, it actually opens it all the way, and then you can also close it. Kind of a cool thing, because I know other cars will have it where you have to like manually go back there and kind of open and close it. And I will say my dad used to yell at me back then in his Tacoma because I would leave it open and you have to go back there and close it for me. Below that, we also have a little bit of cubby space. You can actually like store some stuff, maybe some cards, your phone, or even a small water bottle. Behind that, 2 more cup holders, though I do want to mention you have an actual 3 cup holders here in the front and 2 in the back. Though you can probably use this little slot here, probably throw your phone, or actually even 4 cup holders here on the front side. Next to that, we have the Prindle. It actually feels nice, and I do want to mention again, it's a full mechanical Prindle. Again, it's a truck, got to keep it manly. Moving on to the armrest, so it's actually kind of plush, so if you want to rest your arm on it, it's actually pretty nice. That would be open it up here. There is a little bit of space, so you can put your arm inside here, and you can see it actually goes quite, not too deep, but a good amount of space. You have 2 USB ports down there in case you want to plug in your phone and maybe charge some stuff up. And I do want to mention, maybe not a lot of people know this, there's a little thing here, and you can actually put your pen there, or just something there you want to hold on to. So moving on to the back seat. So gonna step in at this point. Again, this isn't like one of the big crazy trucks you might have been in. Again, knee room is all right. Again, this is my driver's side position. I'm sitting a little higher than the front seats. Headroom's okay too. And then I do want to mention you have 2 cup holders here, so in case you want to put your cups here. I will give a quick mention, if you have your front seat really far back, you might nudge the cups back here. I want to just give a little mention to that, but for most people it'll probably be fine. And then I do want to mention you also have some storage. There is actually 2 storage spaces, so getting out of the car real quick. So you have some space down here, so I'm going to open this up. And as you can see, you can actually store some stuff in here, so I'm going to open these up real quick. So now that they're open, as you can see, you can actually store some stuff in here. Maybe some things you always just need access to, but this one gonna close it back up. So now the bottom seat's kind of closed now. I wanna just show a little bit more space. You actually have it behind the seats. So I'm gonna pull these strings here. And as you can see here, you can actually store some stuff as well in case you need always access to these items as well too. Again, nice storage space in the bottom of the seat and also behind the seat. As for the driving portion of this car, so this car handles smoothly, drives smoothly and everything. Actually, the wind noise on the freeway too is actually not bad at all. I was driving about like 60, 70, and it wasn't like any bad wind noise as you'd expect sometimes in some trucks. The comfort in this car, sure, these seats might be cloth. They're the normal, like I think what they call like cement gray. They're not like leather, very luxury looking seats or anything like that, but the foam is actually pretty comfy. I wouldn't really complain about these seats. So it's a good work truck in case you need it for that. The maneuverability on this car, I know it's not the best. I know it's a truck, so it's not going to really turn on the dime. It's not a Ferrari or Porsche or something like that, but it gets the job done and everything. And again, the ride comfort and everything, it does smoothen out like the turning and all that, but I think it's what you expect out of a truck especially. The visibility out of this car is pretty easy. The front's obviously easy to hear a truck, so you're a little bit higher up. The rear view is easy even with a 6-foot bed. I could see it back there, but it's not really a bother at all. My blind spot's pretty easy to access to, and I wouldn't really complain about visibility out of this car. As for my review on the Toyota Tacoma with the V6 option, the dual cabin, and the 6-foot long bed, 2022 model, I do want to mention a couple things. So main things would be the rear window that kind of can open up from the front doors. I know it's a small thing, but it's a nice thing to have because I remember my dad yelling at me, as I mentioned before. And besides that, the 6-foot long bed, again, in case you got to carry some quads or you just have a lot of things to carry. And then final thing I want to mention is the wheels. I know they're not the standard wheels, but they are a free option on this model. They just fit the car really nicely. But besides that, and again, thank you for watching, like and subscribe. Until next time.